It's New Brew Thursday! Woo! And
What happened to the pointing thing? I think I'm gonna stop doing the pointing thing.
Well, I'm doing it differently now, so it's like all of my it's more of like the cool Jesus.
I prefer the
Buddy Christ.
The Buddy Christ, yeah. Anyway, this week we are leaving Belgium and going to France again,
Hello,
metaphorically.
France.
It's French.
There's no flies in here this week, though.
Well, yeah, because we're in France now. We left all the fries. We left all the Belgian frites back in.
That was a slip of the tongue.
Yes, it was.
Exactly. They don't
Freedom
fry
fries.
things in French?
French fries is a misnomer. We'll talk about that later, though.
Okay.
Anyway, this week we're doing a beer from the Castelain. Yes, I did horribly mispronounce that.
Is it
Castelain? Castelain?
Castelain?
Castelain? Castelain?
They're French, who knows?
Yeah, they're in a tiny little town. It's like 270 people live there.
Nice.
And apparently they have like an artisanal well that like has this like really great like water, really high quality water. And so they do like standard like Biere de Gardes, blondes, triples, those styles of beer. And so this is their Grand Cru version of their Biere de Garde blonde beer.
Awesome.
And so we're gonna be drinking it.
Cool.
And while we're opening it, I'll do a disclaimer and a thank you
All right.
to Vandenberg and de Wolf, who distribute this particular beer.
Someone's phone's on.
Did anybody hear that? Anyway,
That was the sound of a plug.
bam!
Whoa. Yeah, good
That
job.
is a-
Chill on that,
Good job
dude.
expressing the gas slide.
I twisted it slightly. You know what? I'm not pouring you beer
Expressed it
first.
violently. God.
That's the new line. Express the gas violently.
Well, at least I didn't express the same gas that Matt did.
seriously.
It's gonna change this. This is a Biere de Garde, right?
Yes.
I don't think we've done a Biere de Garde on the show. I mean,
We've done a
outside
few
of
on like Master Pairings and stuff, but I'm not sure that we've...
A sick burn. Smell your fault.
So cheers, John. No, that's rude.
Dick.
I won't do that. I won't do
Dick.
that. That's just mean. Poor Matt.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers. It's got a great aroma on it.
Lovely.
I get a lot of CO2 right off the bat, but seriously, I was like, wow. I choked.
Yeah, it's nice. You know, your Biere de Garde is kind of like a sort of cousin to your saison. So it has a little bit of that same kind of like earthy quality,
Right.
But you get way more malt character out
I
of
was
Biere
gonna
de
say
Garde.
you get more of a sweet, like candy smell.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, I know that all blondes are not Biere de Gardes, but are all Biere de Gardes blondes?
No, actually, Biere de Garde, there are like different shades of Biere de Garde. I mean, your blonde and then your amber are kind of like the two main ones. Like if you look at Saint Sylvester, the Trémol.
Now you know French.
Yeah. I know.
Steve,
like,
introduce the show because I can't pronounce the name of the brewery.
no.
Jerk.
Well, what else? But no.
In other news, we're looking for a third new person on...
What?
No, I'm just
What?
kidding.
Is this doggone Matt Day?
Seriously,
wow.
like, this has not ended yet. This was, I think it was 10 months ago, we're like, are we to stop the map?
And it just doesn't end. It's just too easy.
Like, I don't want Matt to leave.
Yeah.
shut the hell up
So
with
this
that.
will be my
Fine.
last episode on New Brew
All right,
Thursday.
carry on with your...
I don't even know
Biere
where
de
I
Garde,
was.
uh,
Oh yeah.
Biere de Gardes with ambers and blondes.
Oh yeah. So
Or blondes named amber.
yeah, no, like Trémol.
They're confusing.
Which is one of the few French words I know how to pronounce.
Trémol.
Tremol.
That one is
Très bien.
is
Don't we
that
all?
yeah. Quoi?
Finish your thought.
Yeah.
S'il vous plaît. Is that French?
Yes, it is. That's like one of your classic like amber Biere de Gardes, the Trémol. The Grand Cru actually, or the Grand Reserve is just an amazing beer. So so it's kind of split between your ambers and your blondes.
Well, this is a fantastic beer.
It is. It's delicious.
This is my first from this brewery. I mean, I've never even... I sound like a noob. Never heard of them. I mean,
They've been around since 1926, but I think they've just only recently started coming into the United States.
Yeah, I've had their standard before. The standard Castelain. We're going to be screwing up the pronunciation all episode.
To the Castelain brother and sister, we apologize for our lack of ability to pronounce your names.
you know what? There is a fly in here.
There is. It was on my ear. I was just like, yep, that's right there. It's happening.
Win you for Europe.
Yeah. But no, I've had their standard. But the Grand Cru, I actually, did this just come into the U.S. or?
Recently, yeah. Vandenberg and DeWolf sent out like a press release. I would want to say 3 months ago.
Okay.
Concerning this beer coming into the States, and so I was like, "Hey, Wendy, what's up? I like you. Send me some beer." So Wendy sent over some beer, so that was awesome of her. But yeah, so I think they're ramping up their production of this beer maybe and getting into the States.
Okay.
Honestly, unfortunately, I'm sorry. I apologize. I didn't really research the backstory. And
This seems like very rich to me.
It is.
A beer that I would assume. I mean, it's a Grand Cru Biere de Garde, but it's very malt forward. Very,
right. Well, this is they say their richest, most full-bodied version of this beer.
Oh, okay.
And it's also like the recommended pairings for this is like roast chicken, like country sausages, like assertively flavored cheeses. So I mean, you're totally
things that are basically going to mellow this beer out.
right, and kind of bring the malt bill back just a little bit. Kind of bring up.
It's definitely on the sweet side, but not. And it's not overpoweringly sweet. It's very well done.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's also nice because one of the things with Biere de Garde that you find a lot with your traditional French Biere de Garde is they have like this musty kind of cellar quality, because Biere de Garde means beer for aging, or something like that. So
So it doesn't mean any of that.
no, I think he's right.
I don't even think it means beer. I'm just kidding.
So anyways, so yeah, and so they take on this kind of like cellar sort of quality, which is fairly restrained in this, but it's still it adds a really interesting kind of complexity that you don't find a lot, especially with American Biere de Garde. It's not something that they can really easily replicate. So I mean, if you want true, Biere de Garde, if you really want to get a feeling for the style, I mean, you have to go to those, classic French examples, which this is a great example of. This is a
Do you
delicious
think
beer.
Biere de Garde is more of a regional kind of style?
Yeah, it's it's that like northern French, that like southern Wallonian kind of
Bolognian?
thing. Yes, Wallonian.
Is that a word?
Wallonian.
Oh, Wallonian.
Yeah,
Like Walla Walla, Washington.
Yes.
We're learning a lot of
no,
stuff tonight
like
about
Hey, you
About
know what I'm
Washington.
actually very interested in doing right now?
foreign grammar.
Let
me guess. Go to a Master Pairings?
Throw in a Master
Yes,
Pairings,
I
yeah.
want to watch Matt smoke cigars and drink Avery beers. Is that possible this week? Can we do that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
All right, it's gonna be an adventure.
Yeah.
We're
He's smoking cigars that are too big for him, and he's drinking beers that are even bigger. So.
Yeah, we're well aware of my absence in the
This
the
Master
Cubate- the
Pairings is
Cubate
why.
I'm going to say this since you just sprung this on me that we're going to start this part of Master Pairings.
Right.
We did a whole, like when we do Master Pairings, we just don't do one a week because that'd be a waste of time.
Because Bill lives like 5,000 miles from us.
No, he lives close, but they're 5 minutes long, and it doesn't make sense to do that once a week. So we film them in blocks. Like a Master Pairings usually goes for 6 to 8 episodes per film session.
Yeah.
This one we did, I think, 8 Master Pairings, and then we did 3 cigar pairings, which are actually 6 because I think a lot of them were different beers. And
Well, and for him it was 4, right? 'Cause
Three.
you had
We did the
No, they were
Spirit-
3
Demon
for all
series.
of us. Or no, I didn't smoke any, but 3 for all of you guys because you have the first, the mid, and the third, the last.
Right,
part of the
right,
cigar.
yeah.
So when you're watching these, keep that in mind. Bill will explain it. We want to embrace the whole cigar and beer pairing thing because, just like food, I mean, cigars take on a whole different flavor profile with beer, just like food does, and you can pair them equally. So,
And Bill is very much into the cigar and beer pairing. It's very much part of his whole.
It's the whole experience behind it. I mean, it's one of those things where cigars aren't like smoking cigarettes, where it's just like, yeah, I'm getting a nicotine fix, and there's a flavor profile to cigars. It's a very like. It's almost like it's a huge sensory experience, and when you pair that with a beer, it's like this explosion.
Well, they also take a long time to smoke.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
You do experience, like we said earlier, different parts of the cigar.
Right. Mhm.
So I can't say we'll guarantee this like from here on out, but we're
I think it's a good guarantee that each block of these we do will include at least 1 or 2 master pairings that
Perhaps.
include cigars.
Yeah.
but this is where it starts. So
Yeah.
enjoy.
Enjoy.
everyone, welcome to another Master Pairings with me, your host, Bill Sysak. Today I have Matt Becker with me. We are in for a really special treat. This is another one of my beer and cigar pairings. Not only are we going to enjoy one of my favorite breweries, Avery, we are going to have a very amazing rare cigar. We're going to have the Little Hammer. The Little Hammer is the Patron 85th. It's part of their Family Reserve series. They do a cigar every year. This is a cigar that they did to celebrate Jose's Padron's 85th birthday. Jose Padron is the person that runs Padron, but Jose is his father. Today I have 3 amazing beers from Avery. I have their Samael, their Mephistopheles, and their Beast. Excellent. And we're going to, because the way the cigar smokes is in thirds, I thought we'd try a different beer with each third.
Excellent. Okay? Looking forward to it.
So I'm going to go ahead and start by cutting, and if you want to open the Samael first and pour it for us, we'll start with that.
There you are.
Thank you, sir.
All right, so...
Oh, yeah, great oak malt notes.
So right about there?
I wouldn't even go that
little higher?
No.
Or further down?
This way, yes.
About
higher
there?
This way. There you go.
About there? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Got it?
Got it.
You're good? Okay, let's taste the beer. Cheers.
Cheers. A lot of vanilla, a lot of wood.
15% beer and change.
Huge.
Lovely vanilla notes. So this is a Parejo, which is a smaller cigar. It's box press. That's the square shape of the cigar. Big and intense. This cigar has huge coffee and chocolate right off the bat.
Chocolate was the first thing that I caught. I mean, it has a lot of those darker, more, robust might not be the right word, but it has those fuller, like you said, like chocolatey kind of flavors.
This is a big boy.
For sure.
This is that's why it's called the Little Hammer, because it'll lay the hammer down on you.
Absolutely.
Oh,
yeah, definitely.
Brings out these huge fruit notes in the beer.
And it's interesting how the wood plays off of both the beer and the cigar, where, the wood notes in the beer have more of like a vanilla, almost cinnamon kind of tinge to it, but the cigar has more of a darker wood note, I think, to me.
Well, I get cedar, but I do get coffee and chocolate and pepper. So when you get those characteristics in a big cigar, you can also pick up dark wood nuances. So that can definitely play into it. And with the vanilla notes that are coming off this beer, you're definitely looking at some interesting things that can definitely send your mind going towards different types of wood.
Yeah, with the cigar, I almost get like a mahogany kind of note. It has that depth and that darkness to it, which I'm really, really enjoying.
Yeah, it's dark wood characteristics for sure.
Definitely.
Delicious cigar. It's a monster though. It's definitely a full-bodied cigar. Padron, they do such amazing. I get their Family Reserve every year, at least a box of it. This year's a little smaller than normally, but first they started in '64, so they call them like their 45th or 46th or 47th, but they're calling this the 85th to celebrate Jose's 85th birthday.
Excellent, yeah.
I did say he was Jorge's, who's the president of Padron's grandfather. I think he's his father. I mean his father. Beautiful cigar, really lovely, intense in flavor. I'm just going to sit back and enjoy this. Come back. We're gonna cut away and jump back in when we're in that middle third and see how this cigar progresses.
Absolutely.
All right, guys, we're back in the middle third. At least I am. Matt's just getting there.
I'm a slower smoker than Bill is. So, but Bill, I have to ask you a question because I've heard of the effects of the ash. I mean, what is the significance of having the ash on the end of the cigar?
Leaving an ash on, like I've left this ash on, one, it just shows how well structured the cigar is because of the structure of the ash. But what it really does is It acts as a filter, so as the cigar gets shorter, you don't get such a hot draw.
Now, we've got a new beer in front of us.
That's right. We have the Beast, another 15-plus beer from Adam. It's his Grand Cru. It's amazing.
Cheers to this.
Sorry, I just had to sip.
Yeah, it happens. It's okay.
Sweeter. Plays beautifully with the cigar because the cigar is even more full bodied. And now you're going to get a lot of chocolate notes in the beer.
I get a ton of fig.
Fig or molasses.
Fig
I get
notes.
molasses is what
I can see
I'm
that,
getting.
yeah.
But yeah, fig I could see because that's kind of that sweeter fruit.
Yeah, again, it gets much richer as you get like further and further down.
Huge chocolate, really rich chocolate, and then you get some pepper notes coming in. Once again, it plays really well with this beer.
Yeah, the pepper really pops for me in the cigar for sure.
And then just huge molasses. I've had many Padron cigars. This is probably the best Padron cigar I've ever had.
This is wonderful.
It's just amazing,
really fantastic,
big and intense.
It's
Really well flavored, and it goes great with these big beers.
Yeah, I'm surprised at how smooth it is. You know, it's like, you know, you have any kind of smoke of this weight, and you expect it to be a lot more heavy on the palate, but it's not. It's, you know, it you know, especially when paired with these beers, it definitely has some girth to it, but it's smooth as well. You know, it doesn't have that kind of, you know, heavy, you know, it's not tiring on the palate. You know, it doesn't weigh on you.
No, yeah,
you know?
It's definitely quite enjoyable, and it goes beautifully together. I think we'll cut away here and then get to the last third and really see how big this hammer can go. Okay, guys, we're here at the bottom third of the cigar, or the last third as it's known. It just keeps getting more and more intense. It's insane.
It's better and better for sure.
I thought we'd try the Mephistopheles, which is the biggest of the three. They're all 15%, but I think this is like 15.83 or something like that. And of course, it's a big imperial stout.
Cheers. Huge cocoa notes, for sure.
Yeah, I think this has turbinado sugar in it too. So good. This is a great example of an imperial stout.
Wow.
That's over almost 16% alcohol. That drinks great. Once again, no heat. Jose, amazing cigar. Adam,
Excellent beers.
fabulous beers.
Absolutely.
Your beers have just rocked it.
Yep.
They've gone perfectly. Cheers, Matt.
Cheers, Bill.
Thanks for coming to another Master Pairing. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers. So we're back from Master Pairings, and I hope I was sober enough to make sense.
I think you were.
It was a very long day, and I honestly...
When are you ever sober enough to make sense?
Most of the time, thank you very much,
All of
jerk.
the time. I think you and I are the ones that are not.
Yeah, that was...
Most of the time.
Yeah, that one
He
was just kind of...
is intoxicated 95% of his
That
life.
day-
I think he actually is easier to understand when he's drunk.
All right. Now you're just shoveling.
Now I'm just casting dispersions.
Hey, I love you. No,
All right,
but
no,
anyways,
that
it was...
day- that-
I have to say that doing the whole Master Pairings thing was really, really awesome, and I enjoyed it like crazy, what I remember.
And I will
of it.
say that day he did enjoy it like crazy.
Yeah.
And then he enjoyed Bill's floor like crazy.
Seriously.
A little awkwardly at times, too, not gonna lie.
Yeah, I can imagine. But
Matt
anyways,
was just tired.
yeah,
All right,
it was a
so
long day.
Biere de Garde, Castelain Grand Cru, Matt, go.
Delicious. Classic example of a Biere de Garde. Like I said, not as musty as you find in some Biere de Gardes, but besides that, I mean, it hits all the right notes, you know? So,
I'm a huge fan. I think that the bigger malt bill is a little bit of a deterrent to me. I prefer my Biere de Gardes to be a little more crisper.
Yeah.
That's not really crispy.
Crispy.
I like them to be deep fat fried in fat and bacon. No,
that sounds like something that would happen in a Texas State Fair.
deep fried Biere de Garde.
Biere de Garde, now let's put it in bacon.
No, I prefer them to be a little drier, I guess. Not crisper, but drier. I prefer them to
see
be a
what
little
you're saying
drier.
about that.
But I do enjoy this one immensely. I think it's a fantastic Grand Cru. It actually makes me want to go out and try the other series in their line because this is one of those beers that I actually do get a feel that I'm getting something better off of their water.
Yeah, no, well, yeah.
Perhaps,
and, yeah, and that's the thing is like, you know, there are breweries who will talk about, you know, their water and how important it is, but it's true, you know? So
Disclaimer, this is getting to the homebrew geek side of things.
Yeah.
Water is very important when it comes to beer. especially when it comes to certain styles from different parts of the world.
Right, like if you do a Beamish Irish Stout, part of the process is that you have to calcify the water a little bit.
Yeah,
And you have
exactly.
to add some chemicals to the water in order to get it to what it's like in that region of Ireland. Otherwise, it's not going to have the same flavor profile.
Yeah, or same thing if you're doing a Czech Pilsner. I mean, their water is notoriously soft.
It's
So
from Czechoslovakia.
Yeah.
Like, water is different in Czechoslovakia than it is in Southern California.
yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I mean,
Former
like I
a
said,
country by a different name.
Yeah.
Check your own Slovakia.
Is my Slovakian? Is it right? No? Oh, okay.
Am I blocking right now? But anyways, so yeah, no, great beer.
Right on.
Love it.
So, as we've stated, I think this weekend is the Killarney's 5th anniversary.
Absolutely.
Please come out and join us. If you haven't bought tickets, I'm sure they're still available.
Yeah.
They're going to be selling them at the door, too. But they're cheaper to buy them online. And we have a link in the show notes to go buy them online. So, do that if you can. And as a reminder, we're going to have some t-shirts there to give away. So, find us and get a free t-shirt.
This last weekend was Hangar 24's 4th anniversary.
Right.
Hope you went and hope it was awesome.
I mean, Hangar 24, they're doing some good things for,
We hope only because it's actually tomorrow for us. So
Yeah, it's tomorrow for us, but this is next week.
we're sure it's going to be awesome because last year's was amazing.
Yeah,
No.
I mean, they're doing some great things for craft beer from the Inland Empire. They're putting IE on the map.
We have a public calendar on the site if you haven't seen it. It's kind of where I put all the events that we're going to be at, or if we have a shooting that we want people to show up at.
And note that he said I, meaning Steve.
Aye. So when it's not updated for 4.5 months, that's my fault.
Yeah.
And I will take credit for that because it was like, calendar? What calendar?
Yeah.
But I'm trying to be better about that. So I'm going to try to update our events more so that we don't have to spend the last 20 minutes of the show talking about where we're going to be. Because you can go look.
Also, another thing they can find on the website is the web store. Where
You can look
find
as sexy as me.
sexy shirts like
That's a badass shirt.
Yeah. So you can be a pound sign craft beer drinker.
You can do this with the clubs with it.
Shake it, shake it.
The shirt does not come with the shake.
No, it does not. That took years of overeating to accomplish.
No, that's not
Which I'm trying to work off now.
not what I meant.
I didn't say you did. I was just, taking it to that level.
That was
Ladies.
like seconds of sexiness.
That's a hashtag. Right
John's
there,
a chaser.
Seconds of sexiness.
John's a chaser.
But yeah, so buy shirts because it'd be awesome.
Yeah, because, I'd like to pay my rent this month.
Shit ain't free.
Nice. John's all like gangsta. Shit ain't free, bitches. What? No, they're awesome shirts, so buy one. Buy a sticker, buy a patch, whatever. Or, just stalk me until I give you one for free.
Yeah.
Mike.
That
Just kidding. I'm only getting him back because he calls me out on Twitter all the freaking time. Anybody says something about getting a sticker, he's like, yeah, good luck having Steve send that to you.
although he is,
He's totally right, but that's not the point.
well, he is one of our biggest fans.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
so
he's
he's
just a
not
super
the
nice guy
biggest
all the way
fan.
there. Yeah, he's a super nice guy.
So if you're in Canada or Mike, then you're not getting a sticker anytime soon.
So for the last 4 people who have still not shut us off at this point, stay safe and drink beer.
Cheers.